I just amplified my mind was what Job said in the book of Job. While I was reading the Job, there's one particular sentence that Job said, and I was like, wow, this is good. And I'm going to read it to you right now. And I'm going to read the easy version for you, the easy Bible version, so you can become very clear. So in Job 31, verse 17, Job says, I have never kept all my food for myself. I always shared it with children who have no family. No. So now let's read the CSBA version, which was really the version, the verse from the version that really sent me to this trajectory, which says that if I have eaten my few crumbs alone without letting the fatherless eat any of it. So this was so really this is really like a rhetorical question that Job was saying. Like Job is like, have I ever eaten out of my food and not given to the poor? That was what he was saying. And I really admire Job for that. And anyone that does this, I admire them. I really, really admire them. But really, when I read that verse, I really just knew that I had to make a video out of it. I was like, wow, Job is saying from the little he had, he gave. And I'm just like, wow, we always seem to want much more before we give. But Job, this is Job, a man that God is like, green, green, thumbs up. Like the Lord literally in the first book of Job, in the first chapter, the Lord is literally giving Job a thumbs up, and he's like, I'm not gonna change my mind about Job. What I think about Job, and I'm not gonna put a thumb down for Job. It's a thumb up all the way. I was just like, wow. And while I was reading the book of Job, I just wanted to know what made Job likable. Why did the Lord like Job? Why did in the whole land of Uz, why did God say that Job was the righteous man? Why did he say that? Not that Job was without sin, but like Job was a righteous, okay? Basically that Job was according to the he goes well with how would I say this word? How would I use this word? Yeah, he flows with the standards that the Lord expects of us as humans. Job flowed well with it. So when I found that out, just like I really need to know what Job did that his standard really flowed with the Lord. And then one of the things I found out was like Job saying that Job gave a lot to the needy and the homeless and the fatherless. Okay, fatherless and the fatherless and the widows.